1. Another edition of First Person this week, as always, sponsored by the Crystal Room in Troy. Call them at 552-7680. Talk to Jessica Brown, Events Perfected at Miami County's centrally located event center. Right there on West Market Street. You'll like the staff, you'll like the convenience, and you'll like what they have to offer. Right across from the new Kroger Plaza. Call them again for any event, large or small, reunions, business meetings, wedding receptions, whatever. They promise, as I said, Events Perfected, and they mean it. Give them a call. The Crystal Room sponsors the First Person here on Press Pros. We get to talk basketball again today, and I'm going to admit to you, this is a interview that I have long awaited the opportunity to get to do, because the guy on my right needs absolutely no introduction. He's an icon in Ohio high school basketball, particularly in Southwest Ohio, for 515 wins in 30 some odd seasons at Vandalia Butler. We've talked to junior before, that being Ray Zawadzki. Today it's senior's turn. Thanks for the time.
You're welcome. Anytime.
A lot of fun to sit down and have this opportunity.
Yes, sir, it is. Talk basketball anytime.
All right. All right. First of all, I wasn't being gratuitous when I called you an icon, and I wasn't certainly expanding upon your record. You did win 515 wins, and this is something that every ex-coach gets asked. How much have you missed that 30 some odd years and those 500 wins and that opportunity to compete, the camaraderie and all that you have to leave when you walk away from coaching?
Well, I walked away from coaching because of the family. Grant Kellen was going to be over at Tip City, and I had a choice to make: continue to coach or watch my family participate. And I took the road to watch my family participate, and it was very, very hard the beginning of the season after I retired. And I have to thank Matt Pond. I walked into Matt Pond's office and I said to him, Matt, I'm going to ask you a question. I know if somebody asked me this question, I would say no, so feel free to say no. I said, I would like to come to your practices. I'd like to sit up in the corner of the gym. I said, I just want to hear a ball bounce, and I want to go to practice. Yeah. I can't take the stoppage completely. And he said, no. He said, you don't have to sit upstairs. You can sit downstairs. You're welcome anytime. Yeah. And that eased me back in a little bit, because I was around kids, I was around the game, but I didn't have all of the paperwork that's involved, that kind of stuff. I had the good part. So, Matt Pond, thank you.
Yeah, Matt Pond watches these. I'm sure he'll get the message. I want to talk to you a little bit as we sit here in the middle of summer at dog days, and I want to talk to you a little bit about formative basketball, because I know that you're still very involved with kids, teaching the game, kids learning the game. This is the time of year where a lot of old guys, Wayne Wiseman, we were just talking about Wayne a few minutes ago, said basketball players are made in the summer. Basketball teams are made
in the winter.
Kids are out playing basketball now, doing things to try to become better basketball players. What are some of your own thoughts about what you do in June, July, and August to be more relevant come November, December, and January?
Well, the game has changed and the rules have changed. You find out during the month of June and July that all these coaches are now in leagues with their kids. Now they have 10 days in which they can coach during the summer. So they can bring them in the gym and run through everything that they want them to run through, and then sit in the stands and watch the game and have them coach themselves, per se, into the games. So we didn't have that. We really didn't. I mean, we didn't get together with the kids. I remember one coach told me, he says, you know, Ray, he says, what you want to do in the summer is stay away from your kids. He said, if they want to play basketball, they'll find a way. But don't be around them, because when it starts basketball season again and you start talking to them, they won't be tired of hearing your voice. They'll listen to you. And I think that kind of was the mood in the 70s. Now that's way back. You know, some of these some of these coaches now may have been the players at that time. But they got what, they can run a 4-man team now and work with them. I mean, they have the opportunity. Now for the individual himself, it's pretty simple. This is the time for you to take, let's say, your offensive skills. What can you do? Okay, you know you can do that. What can you not do? Then you better work on what you cannot do, because that's a weakness in your game.
We talked with Mike Pyatt a couple of weeks ago in this very segment here on First Person, and he said two things about what you're just talking about. He said a kid that can pass the ball a little bit and shoot the ball can be a pretty good offensive player. So he said if you're deficient in either one of those, that's what you need to work on in the summer. Passing, shooting.
Exactly. Now, if you're a point guard, you better work on ball handling and free throws. There's nothing wrong with shooting 100 free throws every day.
Every
Nothing.
day.
I said it every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be, point guard's going to handle the ball at the end of the ball game. He's got to be an 80-85% free throw shooter, because you're going to win the ball game at the end from the free throw line. It's that simple. It's been that way every year.
Every year I've seen
Yeah.
it. Every year I've seen it. Ray Zawadzki Sr., our guest today on First Person. A lot of things to talk about. I only got 10 minutes to talk, so we're going to move on quick. I got a question for you, and you just mentioned the game has changed. I hear whispers. I hear mumblings and from coaches who say, I don't want to be on the record, don't quote me, but the shot clock in high school basketball is very near on the horizon. And he says, and some of them say it needs to be. Make the game more athletic, get scoring up. They cite a number of reasons, even though they'll say, I don't know how some schools are going to afford the technology, the equipment, and so forth to do it. Archie Miller told me last year he agrees, and in fact he said, we just moved to 30-second clock in college. I'd like to have 24 if I could get it. That's a little severe for high school, but I want to know what you think about the fact of the shot. You were never known for 100-point games.
No, I wasn't.
Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is something that coaches are mumbling and whispering about. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't have to be involved in it, so I really don't know which way I would go. But for me, if I was still coaching and coaching my style of game, I wouldn't want it. Because my game was predicated on intelligence to the situation. If I had a 5-point lead with 2 minutes to go, or a 6-point lead with 2 minutes to go, we're milking the clock. We're not going to shoot the ball. We're not going to give you a chance to get back in the game. The 3-point shot has done that. At one point, if I was leading by 10 without a 3-point shot, the game was over. Now you lead by 10 with 3 minutes to go or 2 minutes to go with the 3-point shot, you're in a battle. So I don't know. It's just, I guess it's your philosophy and what you believe in, and maybe I could not coach at this time of the year. I mean, this segment. I may have to have changed.
And would you not agree, too, that the game has gotten so physical, much more so than when you coached as well?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, when I coached, our kids were not permitted to go to the weight room because they said it affected their shooting arms, their muscles. They develop differently. I'm going to tell you now, you want to be a basketball player and a good one, go to the weight room. Pump up, be strong. Strong man wins.
Strong man wins. You mentioned family. Kellen Zawadzki went on to Tip City, went to Huntington College, had a pretty good career.
Yes, he did.
Grant Zawadzki is now over in Indiana, coming back from a knee injury and having a pretty good career as well.
Yes, he is. He went over as a freshman, played in the first 9 games before he got hurt. I think the last 3 or 4 he was playing about 20 minutes a ball game, which was really, really pretty good. And they won the national championship. They had an outstanding basketball team. It was fun to watch them play. Good decision on your part because it all worked out pretty well, didn't it? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I'm really enjoying life.
And you still got the 500 wins. Well, they can't take that away.
No, wait a minute. I didn't get the 500 wins. My players
Your
got
players
the
got the 500
500 wins. Let's get that straight.
Your players got the 500 wins. Our guest has been Ray Zawadzki. Thanks so much for the time, Coach.
No problem.
I wish we had an hour, but we don't.
Well, I don't know, you're talking to a Polish guy. It may not last. I can go for an hour.
I'll make it up to you sometime.
All right.
That wraps up this week's edition of First Person with Coach Ray Zawadzki, again sponsored by the Crystal Room in Troy. Give them a call for your next special event. It's located right here in the middle of Miami County in Troy on West Market Street across from the Kroger Plaza. Give them a call, 552-7680. Talk to Jessica Brown. She'll make your next event perfect. Sponsors of First Person here on Press Pros. Until next time, for Coach and the sponsors, we thank you for your support of high school sports, what we do on PressProsMagazine.com, and we'll see you next time with another edition.